Hello, and welcome to my working table, and welcome to part 3 here in this little series about, the name of it is One Collage, 3 Pieces of Paper, dash art or practice, question mark. And that is the big question. Can 3 pieces of paper be art, or is it just me practicing? I don't know. You can tell me. This is the part 3 and the last part here in this little series, and I will put links below here under the little word more in the description box for the 2 first parts. And in part 1 I talk a little more about what this is about, so I won't be speaking a lot about it here, but just be doing the last pages here in the book in my collage, in the last pages here in my book. And the book was an old calendar. I have glued ordinary copy paper in on the pages, so I have a white substrate to glue my collages in. And let me see here. I have done a few since last video, and where did last video end? I can't hardly remember. I think it was, yeah, I will turn it this way here. There it is. So this was the last one I ended up with in the video, I think, but I'm not quite sure. No, I will just figure that out, but I will show you anyhow. There was this one and this one and this one and this one. I think I have shown you. I made them on camera. Yes, I did. I ended up here. So here is this blue one I have made after the last video, and also this turquoise blue one. Funny shapes here, and I really have been playing with shapes because most of my papers are something I just teared or ripped off because I wanted another piece of the paper. So therefore they have many straight forms and shapes of what I normally do, where very often go grid and squares and rectangles. And this one, there was a little hole there. Yeah, and this is the last 2. This one, yeah, and this one. So I know there are 12 pages here in my book, so I will be making these 12 pages. I will glue the first one so you can see how I glue, and the rest of them I will glue out of filming, because it isn't that interesting seeing me gluing all the time. But let us get started with my first one here in part 3. And oh yes, of course, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Lisbeth. I'm Danish, mixed media artist who likes to do all sorts of things. And look at the playlist and you can find what interests you. I have divided my content up in all kinds of playlists. So if you're interested in collage, look at things for that. If you're interested in jelly print techniques, look for that. And if you're interested in slow stitching or the big stitch challenge that's going on right now, look for that. Instead of scrolling through all the different videos, it is easier to do that. Yeah, but enough of my talking. Yeah, and yeah, one thing more. I have filled a little more things here in my little box again, so that I have something different to choose between. And it is a nice box to have, not so much so you get overwhelmed, but enough so you have something to choose between. Yeah, now we're getting started. I like to pick some up of my box in colors I think would look nice together. So here I have these pieces here, and I think I will play with them. Some of them are from old magazines or old books, or yeah, it could be whatever. This is quite cute one, this little flower, but perhaps it doesn't fit in this books because everything else is abstract. But yeah, I just thought color wise I liked it. This one here perhaps is better. And these are my own jelly prints. And I like to have a mix of torn edges and straight edges. I think that looks nice. That is a quite big chunk, this one here. And I think I want to put this piece in here. Let me see here. Because there are some brownish colors there, and there is in this piece also, so that could perhaps be nice. The funny thing here is I'm working on what we in Europe call a 5 size, and those of you who have been with me for a while know I'm a square girl. I really like to work on squares, and it is quite different to work on portrait or landscape size than it is to work in a square size. So that is also something to consider. But this one has quite straight edges, and this one too, but all the edges there are torn on this one. So perhaps I will just tear this side here of this paper. So it is a little different, but composition wise I liked it. And these, they are also too small for me, so they will go in my bin. So let us see here. There and there, yeah. You can see it makes it a little different because this is torn and this is straight. So I think I will go with for the layout or the composition as it is here. And if you haven't seen my other videos, I will really recommend and going back. But the way I would do it here is because I like to have, as the best I can, same amount of white space around my little collage. So I'll just take my pencil and put a small mark in there. And this one I don't need to put a mark on, but the other two I will do that. And I have an old book here beside me and my glue stick. And of course you can use matte medium or gloss medium or whatever you want to use. But for this here, that isn't, the discussion was if it is art or is it just practice. But it isn't art in that way that it is going to be sold or hang on other people's walls. If I was doing that, I would use matte medium and I would varnish and I would do a lot of other things, but here I won't bother doing that. And there's one thing I don't like to use, and that is Mod Podge. I really don't like the smell of it, and I don't like the consistency of it, and I don't like that sometimes if it has been out in the sun so long it gets yellow, and no, I don't like that. But that is just a matter of taste, because I know some other people likes it a lot. And now you can see I try to turn it this way or this way, and I think I like it this way better. And sometimes I can't tell you why, but I can feel it. And if you've been doing a lot of collaging like I have, you're not in. If it feels right, you know it. It is something with I used to say my head and my heart and my hands are to be happy, and when they are that at the same time, I think it works. So here I will just write my initial and 2025. So that was the first one. So I will continue. There are 12 pages left, so you get a lot of collaging in this video. Yeah, and another pile with also some bluish things. And I would really like to use this piece of watercolor paper. When I was in Umbria last year, I bought a small box with watercolor paper in a small town, no, not a small town, but the town Assisi, and the box was wrapped up in this here, and I think it is such a lovely paper, marble paper, so I would like to put it into my collage, but I wonder if it is glued here, yeah, because it is quite thick, so I will see how much of this I can rip off so it isn't so thick here on my paper. But I know I want it in my collage. I have ripped so much off, so I don't dare to rip more off, then perhaps I'm ruining the paper. But it is quite thick, and if I was using it for some commercial thing, I would use matte gel for gluing it down. But I will just use a big amount of glue stick here. And this here is, yeah, I think here in Denmark we have something around in many places in Denmark. They are called art rounds, and that is where different artists are open their homes and their studios, so you can come and visit. And I just got a catalog from a place here in Denmark, and I cut some of the small things out there because I like the look of it, and it is probably somebody's painting. I can't remember that now, but I will dare to put it in here. So I would like to do that, put that there, and then I would want something overlapping there, and then I have this blue piece here, but yeah, I don't think that is, I have this big circle, and that is too big. Yeah, that doesn't fit there. This could work, but then again there's pattern there and some kind of pattern there and pattern there, and perhaps that is too much. Then I have this more muted one here. Yeah, could it be this? Anyhow, even though it is awful weather today and it is weather to be inside doing something like this or whatever you do of crafts, but this one makes me more happy because it is, I think this is more gloomy or sad. So I will see, I'm in the happy mood today, so I will use this one. So again, I will mark it up and glue it down, and I will do that and I can show it to you. So it ended up like this, and I think it is one of the few here in my book that has, yeah, there is a one tone line there, but else it is all quite straight edges, yeah. But I like it. So let us see here what we can come up with. And I think I will do it like this because it is quite boggly, my book now. And I have picked out all sorts of black and white and creamy and book pages and so on paper here. So let us see if I can come up with something here. This is also a quite big chunk of something. I have this one that could be funny to use. So I won't start singing, so you don't have to worry about that. That would sound awful, I think. Yeah, no. I don't like that. It has to be something light to see. Yeah, I will start. Yeah, where is my scissor? Yeah, the only tool here beside my hands, and cut it off there, and cut it off there, and see that is still a little too long. Perhaps I will cut just one hole off here. Yeah, that's better. And I think, in fact, it looks quite nice with this Chinese or Japanese or what it is peeking out. I think it is Japanese, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, what else can we find? This piece of, yeah, that is from some sushi sticks. And I think I like that. I think that looks quite nice. So I think I will tear a little of it off here. There. Yeah, I will rumble a little around and glue it down, and then I can show it to you. So it ended up like this, and it is, yeah, it could need a little more, and you can, I won't glue it down because it's only 3 pieces, but I have this number here, and you can see by just putting something extra on here, it gets more interesting than the 3 pieces. But I won't cheat and put it on here. But you can, I wanted to show you that. So again, let us here find a free page here. And I can see it is jumping a little up there. So I will just glue it down. And by the way, this here is from, I have a YouTube friend, Carol Parker. She was so nice, so she sent me some of her papers for she was a trip to Japan, and I was so envious, and oh, she was so cute, and it was so lovely receiving a parcel from her with some book pages and things from Japan here from her. So that is for you, Carol. Thank you, thank you. No, that was here. So here it is, and I think I have so many papers here, so I think I want to see if there's enough for something here. And I really like this piece, even though it is a big piece. And this is quite black, not totally black, but yeah, I think I want to rip a little of it off. It is, after all, too big. Oh, where is my ruler? Yeah, I can't find it right now, so I will just cut it, I think. I have a friend coming over here in one of the next days, so I have been cleaning here. So it is probably on its place, so that's why I can't find it. And what was it I was putting up? That was this black piece there. And then I perhaps could use the number here. Yeah, I think I would do that. That was a quick one. I really like it. I will glue it down and show it to you, and also try to find my ruler. I also use an old cloth to burnish it down when I have glued it, but it ended up like this. And again, every time I see something in the paper or in a magazine or commercial things you get in with the mail or where you get them from, save them in a box and use them, because you never know if you want to do collages where you use other things than your own jelly prints, and that can add something to it if that is what you want. And the same with, you can print some of your pictures out and use also in your collages here. But let us turn the page here and do another one. And I still have things left here. What is this piece here? A strange piece of, I think it is from an old napkin or so. But I don't think that works very well. There's some, yeah, what can we find? No. Sorry for my arm. Yeah, but this piece could work. Yeah, and this here is, that it was from my holiday last year on Gotland, where I took some pictures on the museum, and yeah, that is too much circle perhaps. Yeah. Perhaps this one is better, or I can use half a circle. Yeah, I don't know if I think these two works well, so I will have to find another paper I think look nice with these two papers. So I will put them aside for now and try something else. I have this here, and I know this is from a poster from an exhibition I was on a couple of years ago, and then I have torn it up also. And this is some packaging from some stamps I bought. And again, I like the color scheme here on the strip there to this paper here, so I think that works for fine. And then I have some numbers here again. Perhaps if I tear that off there. Yeah, I like that. It is quite simple. Overlapping straight edges and torn edges, different shapes. So I will glue this down. Done with this one, and I really like this torn edge there. It is, because it is a thick paper, so it is really yummy. So again, I will turn it over here and find that page. And they have been lying here beside me while I was gluing and doing the other collage here, and I can see this corner is missing a little glue, so just give it a little glue. And I think I like this where it is only a part of the circle, 3/4 of the circle, you can say. I think that look nice, but it needs something else. And yeah, if I cut that off there, it would be okay. But then again, I'm covering that up, so instead yeah, that could work. But I also have this where I have punched a circle out. And what color do I like most? I think this here. So I would put it like that, so it is, the hole will be there, and I am totally out of frame there. And then there would be a gap there, and I like that. So this is what I will glue down, and I will do that, and you can look at that. So this ended up like this, a quite moody one, I would say. So that was number 6 of the 12. So it is going quite fine, and away we go here. So now I have a pile of green papers here, and yeah, that is, I just saw these, but they are perhaps more turquoise. And there was this piece here, and it is something from a catalog also, and I don't want that thing there, but I want perhaps a color here. So I can cut these 2 edges clean and see if that could work. They don't all have to be so big. Let me see here. No, I think I like it better that way. That could be an option. That is perhaps too small a bit, but yeah, I don't like that green color. That, and there's this piece here. Yeah, it is quite pale, but I don't think that matters so much. This piece here. Yeah, I don't like that color there. Yeah, well, I like the color, but not in this. I think I like this best. So there is a little of it all. Straight edges, tone edges, and shapy curves, and not a big piece, but I think the composition works. So that would be glued down. So this is glued down, and it is a quite simple small one. So let us turn the page here. There, and see what I can. Yeah, I am in frame. The last green papers I have this quite hush one. So let us see if we can use that. And then I have this. Yeah, I'll turn it the other way from, so I don't get the white edges. two funny shapes. And that one placed over it. Yeah, that could work. That I think. What else do I have? Yeah, I have these strips here with book text and gesso. Perhaps that is more interesting, and in fact I think it is. So I think I will go for this here. It is quite vertical because all the lines are long and skinny, but they are a little bigger down here, so it feels more grounded somehow. But yeah, I can't sit here all day, so I will commit and glue them down. You can see I have put gesso over the old book page, and that gives it another look than the book page in itself. And then I put the text upside down so it isn't readable, and I think this could benefit from another piece. And if I was allowed to use another piece, I would put something of this paper here in somewhere, perhaps something like this or so, but I won't do it because that is not what I'm doing here in this book here. So I think I have four more pages. So here, and let me see if I'm in frame. I am, and I am running out of papers, and I'm not running out of papers, but I have to dig in my box again and find some piles I can work with. So another pile of paper here, and I have this piece, and I think it is from a catalog from, now that can't be a catalog, I don't know. Yeah, perhaps. Many years ago I was in our big famous Danish museum, Louisiana, and saw an exhibition with a, what was it called? Tara Donovan, I think she was called. And I have saved that, and I could really like to put a piece of that in here somewhere. And perhaps use this one. I will try that. And this is just something from the newspaper. Oh, now I know what it is. Yeah, but I can't tell you because I don't know if that video has come up yet. So that must be a secret for now. Yeah, no, not that one. I really like this piece here, but yeah. Oh, I think I like the torn edges in there better. I like papers to peek out under each other, and that is why I are moving them around like I am now, because if I put it there, I think it is so boring. But as soon as I offset it a little and put it like that, I find it much more interesting. And again, if I put this piece here, so there's the same amount of this peeking out there, and put that up there, that doesn't work either. So I will put it, have this closer to the bottom, and then this way here, and then there's some white there. I can put it a little up, but I like it like this. So this will be glued down. So it ended up like this. And now I of course have told you, but I know when I will take my book and look at it sometimes, I know I will think of that exhibition and what a nice trip I had with my friend. We were going together. And that is the nice thing about using parts of things you know what is. Others who are looking at it won't, yeah, of course, if they can recognize it, but else it won't have the same meaning to them as if you're putting things in, you know where it came from, and it is things were great and you liked. So that is also something you can do. But let us turn it over here and make the third last. Oh, I want to do it like this because then it is more flat. And I have these 3 papers and I really like to put them in a collage together, but how and why and what I don't know yet. I'm a member of the Danish Textile Association, and we get yeah, what is it called? A magazine, or we get a members magazine. I think it is 3 or 4 times a year, and there is everything about exhibitions and portraits of textile artists, and yeah, a lot of very interesting things. And sometimes there are some works from people. And again, if there's something that really speaks to me, I cut it out. And right now, I can't for the life of me remember what this was, but it is such a nice image, so I want to use it here in my collage. And I think this is, yeah, that is also from a magazine or something. The problem is that it is a little too big because I would like to yeah, no, it's not. That is exactly how I want it, or perhaps I want it that way, so the dark is, no, I don't. I want it exactly like this. And I know we all have different colors we like most, and my ball game is the rust and earth tones, and that is why I get so happy looking by this instead of looking by something with strong colors. Yeah, I think that, yeah, this is not me. I think it is okay to do it and play with other colors. You learn so much about what you like and what you don't like. But this is much more me. And there are straight edges on nearly everything. So I think I perhaps will tear this edge there. This is a little more wonky, this piece down here. And that is a jelly print I made myself with gold leaf on the gel plate, and I can put a link in the description box for that video if you're interested. I should just remember it. But I will glue these down and then make the 2 last pages. That piece made me really happy, and I really like the colors and the shapes and everything in it. And you can say, I don't know how many there are here in the book when I'm done, but if there's 2 or 3 or 4, I would say I would gladly tear this one out and hang it on my wall. and look at it and say, oh yeah, that is nice, then it's good. So let us turn it around here, and for the second last one, and I have these few papers because perhaps let me see here. No, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Yeah, it is something from a magazine, I think. But I think color-wise they look nice. It is some reddish brown. No, I think I like the one with the text better, and it is upside down. So I just need a piece down here. I think I will try to tear something out of this here. Yeah, that's better. I like that color. And again, if I move it a little to that side there, and then I can get them, and yeah, you can't see from my hands, but this is going under, and then it goes like a stair, and then I can tear it there, because then it is peeking out under also. And that is what I like. Something like that. And we can put it a little this way here. There, yeah. That is what I like. I would glue it down, 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 down. That ended up quite nice. So now we are on to my last page. And since it is my last page, I think I'm allowed to use my favorite color. So I have this, yeah, it is too big piece of paper, and I have some pieces I think perhaps could work with that. I like the black marks down here. So perhaps I will keep them. And I also like this here. I don't know what it is. It's yeah, but I don't like the tone white edge, so I will see if I can remove that and see what is left. Yeah, and I don't think I want more than until here. There, it is some kind of weaving, I think. There's a lot going on there. So perhaps it is better if I want to use this piece that I will do that, I think. And let me see here. And then I have this pale paper there. Yeah, it isn't perhaps that interesting, but I think it as a composition it works. I will have to cut a little of it off there, but try to do that and see how that looks. There and there. And in with that there. And on with that there. Yeah, in fact, I think it works beautiful. So no, that is too pale. I think I would go for it like this. No, I want the red inside there. And now is the question, how far do I want to take this out? Do I want to take it all out here? I can figure that out when I have glued these two down. Then I can move around with it and see if I like it this way or that way. But again, I will just mark this up here and here and glue them down. So, done with my book. That was a lot of collages. This piece was a piece of copy paper I just have copy dyed. This was from an old book page where I think I have wiped my ruler, not my ruler, my roller and my pencils, no, not pencils, brushes and everything off, and it ended up like a big mess. But this color here is my favorite color. But I will take pictures of them all here at the end of the video, so you can enjoy them there, or look at them at least. I hope you have been enjoying my collage journey here in these 3 episodes of 1 collage, 3 papers, art or practice, ? Please tell me in the comments what you think. Is it useful? What do you think it is? Can you do it yourself? Can you use some of the tips and tricks yourself? Or was it a waste of time? For me, it wasn't a waste of time, because I learn something every time I sit down and making collages with all kinds of different papers. And here the rule was only to use 3 pieces of paper, and some of them could really benefit from doing more to them, but that was not the goal here in this video. But yeah, you can have many opinions about this, but I would like to hear yours. But if you have been liking what you have seen here, and you perhaps want to try to do it yourself to get some practice or make some art, please give my video a thumbs up, or please consider subscribing my little Danish channel. That would be really helpful of you, and I would appreciate it very much. So I don't think I want to say much more now, but I will just say please be creative, and please take care, and please be nice to each other in these dreadful times we're living in right now. Go out and kiss and hug somebody who needs it. That's all we can do right now, as ordinary people. But that is all I want to say now. So bye for now.